John, this is the Q&A session for Charting Companion, and we even got the creator Pierre with us. So there's no more higher authority with the program than him. So
Hey, well, we've got a tutor each, Bertie.
well, why don't we start? Does anyone do you have any specific questions, or do you want general run through on anything?
Well, sure. I mean, I messaged you earlier that I'd like to create Maguire charts, but
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I struggle with the actual creation of the CSV file, how that's supposed to be formed and where it's saved and that sort of stuff.
Okay.
What goes
Well,
in it.
where it's saved can be wherever you want it. Okay. Where have you tested?
Ooh, everywhere, but mostly Ancestry.
Okay. Okay, and Ancestry can be a challenge. There used to be a program, and I mean, I can still use it, but if I ever log out, I can't log back in just because of changes Ancestry has made.
Mm-hmm.
You can manually create them. If you're in the tech support, I don't know if you're uh, familiar with Python or not.
Oh no, don't do programming.
Okay, yeah. Well, there's some Python scripts you don't necessarily need to know how the program works.
Yeah, um I've part of that visual phasing work group.
Okay,
The second one that came along, and so that's my first foray into Python scripting.
yeah. Because with well, let me just no, I don't want this one. I want. Let me show you. Well, this is what this one program is called. DNA Match Manager, or yeah, I forgot what it is. Yeah, DNA Match Manager. But like I said, this won't help for new users because it won't Ancestry won't allow you to log in. If you're still logged in, it works, um but I can kind of show you and just kind of what the match file will look like.
Yeah, that'd be good.
And like I said, there's more info here than what is actually needed. But oh, come on. So basically, in a nutshell, you need that's basically like kit 1, kit 2, and then the centimorgans. These 3 columns are what's necessary. So this is my match file. So you see each line has this same number, this alphanumeric. So this is how Ancestry knows me. So I've got my DNA kit backed with me in that match in this information.
Yep.
Now on this one, this is my mother. Let me just go to her real quick. So here you can see here's this DNA, and this is a DNA kit backed. You can also use DNA markers. One of those two. I started using DNA Kit just because at the time I was also using Roots Magic 7. They have a DNA markers fact, but they use it for something entirely different. So I'm guessing that's why Pierre created the DNA Kit fact.
Right.
We pick up on the DNA marker event.
Yeah.
We'll go with whatever DNA event is default with the program.
Yeah. So DNA markers or kit, so you can use either or. So I'll usually say DNA kit, but you can also use DNA markers. So that's built in.
Okay.
And this is like who my mom is on GEDmatch. This is her on MyHeritage, and that's Family Tree DNA, FTDNA.
So as far as the program's concerned, that's an identical fact, 4 identical facts, but with 4 different answers.
Right.
And
So,
FTM, they're not differentiated at all.
yeah. No, but yeah, so basically in Charting Companion, it will recognize my mom by any one of these 4 values, you know,
Okay.
because basically you're gonna have one for each company. You don't have to if you want to manually do it. I mean, you can make these identifiers whatever you want. They just have to be unique.
Hmm.
And if it does find 2 people with the same kit, you will get a warning saying, hey, 2 people have got the same DNA markers fact. So,
Right.
but then, you know, the match file just basically says, okay, this person matches this at this value, and, you know, boom, 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 you know. And
Right.
I
So
know who,
that's just you and your shared matches.
yeah, yep. Yep, these are my matches, and I know who every one of these people is until I get to this person right here.
Right.
And I've used the DNA simulator, so I've narrowed it down to she's descended from the sibling of one of my my paternal grandfather.
Are you using GEDmatch, Sharon?
Yep. GEDmatch and the DNA GEDCOM. That's how I've been extracting my ancestry DNA information.
Okay, yeah, the DNA GEDCOM client, that's a utility you can download your match files. It creates the M files, so Charting Companion will use those.
I can use
Yeah.
those. Okay.
Yeah, those M, it'll be M some number or name and .csv. So yeah, it should be able to read those directly.
Yeah, we recognize 33 different formats automatically.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, cool.
And if we
Yeah,
don't
and if there's ever a new utility or something that comes out, you know, send Pierre a sample and then he can add it. And if it doesn't recognize it, though, you can always manually tell it what it is too, you know.
Yeah, you can, if we don't recognize it automatically, you can explicitly assign the column value, the headers. And we just need 3 things: kit 1, kit 2, and the centimorgans.
Centimorgans, right. Yeah.
Yeah, well, here, I'll just duplicate this copy one and I'll do something like, well, here, I'll just delete in that column. Well,
Don't need all of those.
Just deleting those columns will probably make it so they don't recognize this one. So, yeah, so now if I go into the DNA matrix, let me go into expert mode. I generally just want basic info, just that. DNA matrix, okay, let me,
Yeah, click on any one, click view.
well, I want to just remove these real quick.
I think you can select.
I've got a lot of match files. It's like
you can
All right,
select.
so for simplicity or yeah, maybe simplicity, you have a CSV file for each individual person and their shared matches, and not all in one big file.
yeah, you can
And then
do
you
it either
and you
way,
can
but I find it easier just keep them separate.
well, when it comes to adding new matches, I can imagine that makes it very easy if they're just all separate.
Yeah.
And you can turn them on and off selectively, even after they've been recognized by Charting Companion.
Yeah, because there's check marks.
You can exclude any number of files for a given session.
Yeah.
Right.
Because here, because see this one, it automatically recognized it. But now if I add that
and Sharon, you simply, as John explained, for every different test that a person's been in, you just add that DNA marker, that DNA kit event, and you put the kit number and the place name.
Yeah.
It's a one-time.
Yeah. So now see here, I added that copy where I deleted some columns. Okay,
Mhm,
current
mhm.
span doesn't do
Yep.
it. So error says undefined. So if I just click on here, click view. Okay, yep, it says, okay, I don't know what's what. So, okay, all I gotta do is, okay, this one is kit 1. This
Oh, I
is,
see. You're right. Yep, yep,
I
yep,
say, okay, that one's kit 2.
yep. And here's my
And this
name,
is the
Center
Center
Morgans.
Morgans. And, you know,
And then magic should happen, right?
yeah. And now it will recognize it. And yeah, where it says, see here, see, I can just uncheck that.
Mm-hmm.
Now it won't use this match file. So now if I click preview and okay, yep, I didn't check do all the settings here. Yeah, yeah, I did do that. Layout.
Display,
Like,
you want to display people with tests only in the DNA matrix?
oh yeah,
On the right, second from the right,
yeah, yep, yeah, that's why I forgot to check. So
that's the people that only have the DNA kit fact in them.
yeah, so this will do it. And this is also, well, I'm using Family Tree Maker, so this little blue line, tells me these are the people that have taken the DNA test. So, so
That's just using the colors in FTM.
yeah, these bars right here are they correspond with the colors. Well, yeah, they correspond with the Family Tree Maker colors. And that's under color, that's this option right there.
Yeah.
I can uncheck it, those colors disappear.
Yep.
So use it, and I don't know, sometimes I just like doing gender and stuff, but but yeah, so okay, and that shows the percentage and everything else like that. So and then
how many people is this really good for? Because I've got, where are they?
well, if you want
1, 2,
to,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
it'll do any number.
Yeah, it'll do any number. I mean,
yeah, but it starts to look hideous, right?
well,
so at a minimum,
bigger.
I've got
It
25.
It gets bigger. Well, here's one I showed Genealogy Hall. This is one I haven't updated this one. Oh no, that's here. Here's the DNA matrix. This is from my great grandparents.
Yeah, that's the level I'm going to.
Yeah.
Well,
So my grandma here's my grandma right up here. She's the oldest of like 11 kids, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got DNA from at least 9 descendants, or from 9 lines. And this Evelyn here, the one at the end, I've actually got her DNA.
Awesome.
She's the only sibling of any of my grandparents that was alive at the time. I mean, she's since passed. But I was so excited when she agreed to take a DNA test. So let me get it out in the mail ASAP. But and this even has like multiple lines, because let me just zoom in some, because some of these will have multiple lines because it's like from different testing sites, because I bring in the GEDmatch, my heritage, and because like, well, my cousins Sarah and Tabitha here, they only tested at my heritage, so
how inconsiderate.
Yeah, so that's why you see like multiple lines here, with different values and stuff.
For each test. Yep.
And the nice thing I love about being able to download your results is you can find surprise connections. Because Sarah and Tabitha's grandfather took a test. Now Leo married in because here the spouses below. See, this Eileen is my mom's first cousin.
Mhm.
Leo here shows as a match to me and some of my siblings. You know, it's like 13 centimorgans, you know, so it's like it's a
A
very
million years
distant
ago.
one, but this is a connection on my father's side to Leo. But you know, so here I show one, you know, and I match up with Leo, even though on paper I shouldn't match, you know, but I
Yeah.
do. But you can find surprising things, and I found stuff on stuff, you know, where a sister-in-law matches some relatives and stuff like that, you know, and that's where this can pick it up. And yeah, this Leo is also one that's like he's only one of two people in my tree and some are extended branches that's the ethnicity ever showed 100%. And he's 100% Norwegian. And while both my mom's dad's side and my dad's dad's side goes straight to Norway. But I'm sure it's on my dad's side because, well, I'm a match, but my mom's not a match. So,
Okay. Yeah.
so as a fair, well, if I match Leo, my mom should match Leo. She doesn't,
Mm.
so it's gotta be through my father's side. So, but anyway, so yeah, it can do big, and I've done let's see, probably the biggest one I did is this one. And well, this one, and this is good for, you know, it's got like Charting Companions got an anonymized feature.
Mhm.
So this is this JF and MS. These are my fourth great grandparents. So, and this is one where this is one, well, back in the Charting Companion 7 days.
I think I might
do
still be in those days.
Yeah. Well, I mean, while I was doing the DNA simulator, because I had here I am, here's my sisters, my niece, here's two of my dad's first cousins. We all matched these 5 people, a woman and her 4 siblings or 4 children. But then there's also matches over here to the Scary Fossbender and one of their kids. You know, how we all
Mhm.
match these people. And I was literally dealing with like well over 100 match files. I mean, probably more than 1 million matches, you know. And at the time, running it through Family Tree Maker, it would just palm out running the simulator. So I had to do a GEDCOM and run it as a standalone to do that, for it to come up with a scenario. And just recently I found, and this I did mark as a speculative line because this seemed to be the most likely.
Mhm.
And I've recently found in the past month that this is wrong because this Theodore Fossbender, I found out who his parents are, and they aren't Herbert, and they're none of this Johann Fossbender's siblings or kids. So the connection is elsewhere.
Mhm.
Well, I'll have to go back to the simulator, but at least now with 8, I can do it all within Family Tree Maker. So, but yeah, so it can do sizable ones, and it's a nice wow factor to get this printed out on a plotter and stuff like that. So,
Mm.
but yeah, so
Yeah.
it can,
Not your A4 printer, right?
yeah, no. I mean, I could print it out, you know, and you know, but
No,
I want to do
I wouldn't,
actual
I wouldn't
size.
print
It's
something
like,
that complicated on a little printer.
yeah, you know, you can do it in poster mode, and then it's like, okay, well, that's gonna be 35
Ah,
pages.
yeah.
I can reduce it down a little bit because I do have a printer that will do like the 11 by 17 or the tabloid size, and but okay, so that'll cut it down to 17 pages. But you know, I've also got a friend who's got a plotter, so it's like I just have to buy him some extra paper and he's happy.
hmm
So
hmm
hey,
Oh yeah,
I just
I can
bring
go
my
to a shop in
paper and
town and they'll print it.
yeah, yeah.
So
So
it's quite a while since I've looked at trying to do the Maguire chart. And would it be, because there's not many of us, would it be too much trouble just to do just a quick walkthrough of the basics, like how to add the DNA kit fact for the starters?
sure, you know, because like I said, um in Family Tree Maker, I add the custom view for the DNA kit fact. And like I said, it could be DNA markers too. So
So
let's just so and it's like so really let me just go to Ancestry here.
must be add manage facts.
Yeah, edit manage facts. Well, you in Family Tree you can just use the DNA markers fact. That's a built-in fact.
Oh yeah, I see that one. Yep.
So yeah, just use that. Let me just do all my matches and let's just say a miracle happened or something and oh here CB. Well, let's just say for argument's sake that CB was my great grandpa. Somehow someone went back in time, got his spit, sent it to the
Yep.
Ancestry, and so let's just say this is his. I mean it hopefully it'd match more than 14 centimorgans, but let's just say for argument's sake it is bigger.
Oh look, someone
Uh
did go back in time and tested Charles Darwin.
yeah. Well, yeah, there you go. Um but now if you just click on it, you know, you'll see, well, you can kind of see this it comes up with the Earl discovery matches
Yep.
compare. Uh you know that 3-1 CC, that's me.
Mm-hmm.
And then with
The DBF is the
yeah,
other guy.
yeah, with that other. So usually what I do when I'm on Ancestry and I know let me go back to doesn't really matter, but so usually what I'll do is I'll just copy the URL and I'll go over here, go down to the DNA and I'll paste it. And I
Mm-hmm.
gotta move this over and just keep everything after that with. And so boom, there I just added the fact. And now once I get an updated match file, then I could do it and this data would be displayed with it, you know, because all this is for is to match people in your tree to people in the match file. So like if well, that DB won't be in here because I did this probably a month and a half ago. I last generated this. Um, oh, it was, yeah, June 5th. That says so that person's not going to be in here, but if when I update it, it will. Otherwise, if I go, let's see who's maybe a week ago, 2 weeks. Let me. I don't know. Bushy, that Timothy Bushy, he might be in here. Let me just. Yeah, there's Timothy. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so yeah, he's D1CC. So yeah, so let's just say this was my great grandpa, or say I know, hey, I know Tim. It's like, yeah, we're fifth cousins. I know who he is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if I go there, I can just copy that, and there's that number. So that's all you have to do in Family Tree Maker, and then, like I said, you just got to get the match file. So, and you can either manually create it or um but like I said, you got the DNA Jecon client, so
Mm.
that can generate them.
Yep.
So
So I've got all the files. I didn't even realize.
yeah, you just load up those M files, and I don't think it's changed. Because let me see, do I? Yeah, DNA. Yeah, well, this is like 2 years ago. But yeah, so they look a little different, but the data is still there. Test ID, match ID. The name doesn't, and then the shared CM. So you can load them in just the same. So
Right. So the file I've been looking for is the ICW file. That'd be right, Pierre?
that's the in common with. And I don't know if that's got any useful data, because
Oh, it doesn't have the
it'll tell you who you
centimorgans.
share DNA with, but it won't tell you how much DNA,
Yeah, no, the centimorgans aren't in that one.
yeah, because it won't tell you how much DNA. See, this shows how much I match
Oh, the M
Ruby
file. That's the one you
constants.
meant.
Yeah, that's just the M file.
So the
Is that
test
top?
ID, match ID,
Yeah,
and shared centimorgan columns.
yeah,
A, B, and
and
H. Mm,
and it should recognize them all together. It should recognize this file directly. So,
yep.
and for some people, like with that Julie Tarkleton, who I don't know who she is or exactly how she fits in my tree. I manually created a DNA. I just call it Hank. That's my cousin. I kind of kept the same format as that one, but it's like basically I put Julie. So here's my cousin Henry, and I asked him. It's like, okay, how much data? How I actually asked him, how much
Mm,
DNA do you share with these people? And he told me. So I just manually typed these in,
mm-hmm.
and then his brother Jay, basically gave me the same information. So, and then this Michelle, which is a cousin of ours, so I manually just type these in, you
Mm-hmm.
know. Uh, so I've got like some extra match data, because Henry and Jay, they weren't comfortable with sharing their ancestry DNA files with me, but if I asked them specific questions, they'd tell me the answer. So,
Oh yeah, I've got a lady like that.
so it's like, okay, it's but so like I said, you can manually do it too. So manually create them, and like I said, when I go whole hog, it's like I will load in all of these. These are all the ancestry ones and kits I either manage or I've got viewer access to.
Mm-hmm.
Um, My Heritage, you can download those directly. So,
Right.
and I'll do that, maybe about every month or two. And then I've got a cousin that will email them to me. That's at Tabitha and Sarah. They'll email me
Mhm.
their match files. So, and then GEDmatch, I have to go through and do those. And so those I update periodically. I haven't done them lately, but I literally copy and paste them into a CSV file. And that DNA Match Manager used to do it until GEDmatch changed their website to the new format,
Mhm.
and it stopped working. And well, like I said, that utility, it's not maintained anymore, so it's like, okay.
Yeah.
23andMe you can download directly, so it's just me there. So, but
Yeah,
Family
I only
Tree,
know about 3 people over on that one.
yeah. Yeah, I
I
do
mean,
most of my work on Ancestry. It's like
mm,
it's the biggest database, and it's so. But yeah, I'll load them in, and it's like me and my uncle that are on Family Tree DNA. So, but so
okay. And there's no problem with combining. So if I have a CSV file for myself and my matches, I can put all the ancestry ones, my heritage ones, whatever, all in together. Doesn't matter if that match ID and test ID values change a little bit through the
yeah,
columns.
you can have them all in one file if you want. Um, I'm not sure how. I've never done it mixed between companies. Because I know sometimes if you have two match datas, like so like say in here, with my mom, so if I put in the same you couldn't come into problems if you have matches to the same people, because it will kind of go into, like, well, my heritage, I like doing this the segment match data where it tells you how much like per chromosome it matches on.
Hmm.
Uh, and because of that, what it does is if it sees a match between two people the same, it could be different chromosomes. Well, what it will do is it'll start adding up all these values. And I know in the past, like if I've combined stuff, because I know it's been changed because this utility before typically loads them all into one file, and I got a utility I wrote that splits them into the individual
Hmm.
files. But if it had like a match between me and my mother, and then the stuff between my mother and me, well, when I run it, then it would add these defaults. So rather than 3475, it would say, oh, you match at almost 7,069.50.
Oh, okay.
Uh, and I know that's since been rectified where it notes that
It's a mirror of each other.
that kit 1 and kit 2 are different, so that John
Mm.
matches Jan and then Jan matches John. But if it's two Jan match Johns, even with different things, I think it might add them. I'm not sure if the match name or if the IDs differ. I don't know, Pierre, do you know?
What's happening here,
If I would have here in my match cell between me and my mom, and say if I want to add in, okay, my heritage. So if I'd add in my heritage ID 1,
yeah,
and then if
it'll have,
I'd have my mom's my heritage ID with the same value. So basically a match between the same two people, uh with different IDs.
if it's in the same file, it'll add them together. If it's in two
Okay.
separate files, it will
Yeah,
not add.
even if they are different IDs.
Let me think. No, if they're different IDs,
Yeah.
but it doesn't matter because it's the same person.
Yeah.
I it would probably add them.
Yeah, I
Okay, that's a good argument for leaving them separate.
yeah, it's. I mean, I say you could try it, but yeah,
Mm,
if you do get these really blown up centimorgan match values, I'd say that's why.
yeah.
So I mean, it really doesn't hurt to try it, you know. And I don't know, it might work. I really don't know. So
That's an unusual situation.
yeah,
It's normally you wouldn't get two different IDs for the same person in the same file. I'm not aware that that's ever been tested.
Yeah, only if
yeah,
you were manually creating it, you could find yourself in that little pickle.
yeah,
It's just
yeah.
that it would combine them, it would add them together
Mm.
So,
because it's the same person. But it might break them separate too. Wow, that's an interesting, you should test that.
Oh, so you'd have your mother in there twice in the tree.
No, the mother would only be there once,
yeah,
but
Okay.
the amount of DNA between these two people, I think it would be summed, combined together, even if they have different ideas. Or they might have, it might treat it like two separate files.
well,
So
here,
I've got lots of people who are in Ancestry and MyHeritage because
Okay,
I've
that's
I downloaded them and
yeah,
transferred them over. So if I have two, but they'll all have some different matches, but they'll all be there matching each other as well.
yeah. If they're separate files,
files,
not a problem.
not a
So
Ah,
problem.
okay,
We're talking here where you've got two people, different IDs, same file.
same
That
file. Yep.
that's
yeah,
logically, I don't think a testing company would generate that. That would have to be done manually.
yeah. Well,
Mm,
here,
mm.
well, here. Let's just do this.
Yeah, you can try it.
Let me just blow that away, and then let me just. Oh, I know this is. Oh, is that how she is on that? I don't know. Well, here, I'll just do this. I'll just create one, test one. And this is actually my mom. I'll be test two. And, well, I can keep that. No, it doesn't matter. Here, I'll even do that. So my mom is test one. I'm test two. Okay. We've got this, so let's just do this. Let me. Oh yeah, I'm not sharing. Good. Okay. So I just don't want to display all my personal stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna add a DNA fact and that, and I will be test two. And my mom, I'm adding test one. Okay. Okay, I will start sharing my screen. Okay, so now this is only gonna be me and my mom. So, well, we're gonna see what's gonna happen because I really don't know. Okay, I'm gonna use that copy one I
Mhm.
made. So, well, we're gonna see. Well,
Nope.
oh, that's weird. It
That's
shows just one.
You added the kits to both people?
Yeah, I'm gonna go back here.
Run it again with the log, check the log, yeah.
Yeah, I wanna see the log. Okay. Okay, yeah, because here it comes through, finds all the kits. Okay, so there from mom, test one, me test two. Oh, you know what? Let me exit out of Charting Companion because I think it buffered. I think it buffered.
Might have.
So yeah, it's still showing the log.
Match.
So maybe it
Okay,
just,
yeah, okay,
it's
so
working.
here it did show the matches. And
It only
it did,
showed one.
okay, and it's,
Are you
okay,
sure? Are you sure you did it right in the
it
CSV
it
file?
showed two matches. Or no, it didn't. No, it didn't.
No, wait a minute now. Total lines, 3. Total matches, 2.
Test 1, test 2. And then,
Oh, just turn on, go back to Charlie Companion.
oops.
Now, in the Contents tab, go to the Contents tab.
Contents?
No, yeah,
Yeah.
Content. Click on the content, the very first tab.
Oh,
Okay, now add the event there. Double click on that. Double click. And
oh,
add
add the, okay, I see what you mean. Oh, I
Yeah.
see.
DNA, add both of those. You can click on multiple at the same time. Eh?
Yeah. Well, I'm all using the DNA kit fact. I'm not even using DNA markers in this, so.
Okay, now also, okay, click OK, and then check on place and description. Okay,
Okay.
are you seeing both there?
Whoops.
I didn't pick up the second one. See?
Or maybe it's because it's smart and it goes, oh no, I've already got that one, and it ignored the next one.
Scroll up again, or just
Mm.
drag it down. Yeah. So it's not picking up the second kid, is it? Okay.
No.
You made
Well,
a separate.
is there a like use preferred fact only?
Oh, hang on. Did you create go click on DNA matrix? You put that in a separate file, did you?
Yeah, that's this one. So it's this.
Okay, but show me again. All right. So they're there
Yeah.
twice.
Test 1, test 2.
No, but it's different persons, Janice and Lori.
Well, yeah, but I didn't change the match name. I mean, that kit
Oh,
one
yeah.
is attached to my mom.
Same person though, right?
Yeah, because
Something wrong there. We're not seeing it come up.
yeah, because see, test 1 is here. And for me, there's test 2, unless I did a typo, but
Have a nice breakfast.
So I'm on a Zoom.
yeah. But
Going up.
Excuse me a moment.
yeah.
Yeah, it should show up in the facts there.
Yeah, because when I do it, test 1 shows there for my mom. Test 2 shows up there for me.
Now we only got one. Okay, it's one
Total
file.
matches 2. Yeah, it's not picking up that second match.
Wow. Now that's
Well,
probably.
maybe that's just something in that. Well, like I said, this is something that's never been tested. So,
I
but
think the way the program's designed, it only allows for one. Wow, that's interesting.
it finds the first match, and well, here, let me.
You could change it for a second there and see if it's picking it up. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just wondering. Let me go back here.
Create a copy of it. All right. And delete the first one. All right.
Yeah. Well, here, let me just do this. I'm gonna reverse the order.
Good idea.
See if it just picks up the first one.
All right.
See, that's why I like doing this stuff because it's like people ask the stuff. It's like I honestly
Yeah,
have
and then we
no
break
idea.
it.
Let's find out. So, okay, it still did that. Oh,
It's
no,
not-
it still did that one, so.
All right, can you make a copy of that file with just test 1, test 2 and see if it picks it up? You didn't invert the test 1 and test 2, did you, John? No,
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 no.
no. All right,
No,
make
test 2 is to me. Test 1 is to my mom.
okay. I would say, let's try it with a stripped down file.
Okay, well, here, let me make,
Copy 2.
yeah. And then, just because, then here, I'm going to copy the header so I don't have to. Let's see here. This is like a little trick if you do a custom,
Yeah,
a custom header,
yeah.
you know, so you don't have to go through and, you don't have to reassign the columns.
Hmm.
So, okay, so that's a different copy. And actually you want to just try it just with test 1, test 2.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. DNA matrix, add this, and you know, I really wish, Pierre, that this would remember the last directory it used.
Yeah, sorry. We'll make a note here. This is what, when you're adding, I thought it did.
Yeah, at one point in time it did. I don't know. I think I
Okay,
never
I'll make-
mentioned it. I think it's when you switch over to this different platform, it switched, or sometime it changed. And I know it's like I've just never.
When picking, okay, I'll make a note here, when picking
Yeah.
files. That makes sense. That's very irritating. Okay, I made a note of that.
Okay, so there's copy. Okay.
Okay, let's scroll down.
And
Why is it,
okay, let me just
it's not picking them up. Show me,
hang
okay.
on. I'm gonna just restart.
Yeah,
I'm gonna just restart.
we should see it in the
Yeah, because
descendant file chart. Okay, hang on. Don't, wait. Scroll down, show me her events. No, don't do that. Show me the events. Go to the
oh, for
event.
my mom.
Yeah. Is that the one? Yeah, okay. There it is. Okay.
Yeah, there's that.
It's
And
test 1 with a space.
That's
yeah,
space.
test 1 with the space. And
Okay, all right.
And test
Yeah.
2 with a space.
yeah,
Okay. So go back to your mother.
yeah.
Okay.
And just well, it doesn't matter, but okay. So okay, so I'm only gonna use
Yeah.
copy. So just the second one. Okay, preview.
No, it's not picking it up. What's going on there? How come it? No, it's not picking up that.
Well, here, okay, but now see here it's picking up. Okay, it is picking up test 1 and test 2
Yeah,
for
but
the
how come
matches.
I'm not seeing it in the descendant chart?
Well,
Okay.
well, just say note that DNA kit is the ancestry is the preferred fact.
Oh, you have preferred? Okay,
Yeah.
you can uncheck. Okay, go back to charting companion.
Oh, that would make sense then.
So
Okay.
click on file, options, and uncheck Wait a minute now. Oh, crap. Oh, sorry, wrong one. Exit that. Go back to the descendant, the options for the descendant chart. And uncheck content. Yeah, uncheck preferred only at the bottom there. Uncheck
Oh,
preferred only.
okay, okay. Oh yeah, now it's printing all those DNA kit
Okay.
facts, so
Now,
whoops.
so what do we, okay. So now.
But it
regenerate-
hasn't added them together.
No, but
Well,
Oh,
right
well, we
right
haven't-
now we've got just the one
Just the
fact,
one. That's
so,
right. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, so, all right, now go back. No, you don't have to exit Charting Companion.
Oh yeah, now go to use
Just
the
go-
other match file,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, right. Charts, DNA matrix. So go to the DNA matrix tab. And
Yeah, so
uncheck.
now I'll use that match file.
What do we got at the bottom there?
Okay,
Well,
it's got one, and
the
but
log
now the
files?
match file. Yeah, it's just picking up that first one, that first match.
Do
okay,
you have to untick that preferred every time?
No, it'll remember it.
No, I think what it is when it finds
Okay.
that one match and it just ignores any other matches.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Do you have the file where you reverse the order?
No, I deleted. I overwrote it. Well, here, let me do.
Yeah, just take that one.
Because that's the copy two. Let me.
It's only got one line in it.
This one will have two.
Copy two? Okay, all right, all right.
Copy. Yeah. Yeah. So this is the one. Oh.
That's interesting.
Okay,
What's
that
that?
is that one. Okay, that is that way. So
So
I
you don't-
copied. Oh, just the initial copy one.
You
Okay.
need to copy two before you confuse yourself there.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
that.
So they are reversed. So
So show
okay.
me the log file again. Show me the log file.
Log file.
Okay, hang on. Scroll up there. Okay, Jan, scroll up to the top. Okay, there's test space one.
Yeah.
Test space one. And then yours, John Francis.
Down here, there's test space 2.
Now it finds two matches. It does find the two matches. Total
Yeah.
matches. But it only shows the first. Wow.
Yeah.
It could be the order, John, it could be the order in which these DNA kit events are returned to Charting Companion from Family Tree Maker.
Yeah.
It doesn't have, it's not so much the order in the match file as it is the order in which I get them.
Yeah, because those ancestry ones are for sure the first ones. So, but
That's an interesting situation.
Well, we'll try and
Well-
avoid it in the future.
well, yeah. Keep separate match files. So.
It wouldn't happen in reality. I mean, a person can't have two different kit numbers in the same, with the same company in the same file.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, if you were making your own file, that's a little trap you could fall into.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like, yeah, I just like having separate match files because usually sometimes, because a lot of times it's like, sometimes I'll want to like go into my match file and I'll look for a name, so I'll just do it this way because I find this faster than on Ancestry, and so there's Jeff, that's a third cousin of mine, so.
Okay, well, I think I have what I need, and that is that there's the CSV files. I can use the ones from DNA GEDCOM, and you can have multiple. I think that's where I was tripping up because the whole trying to get everything into one file was a bit of a nightmare, but I can use as many CSV files as I like at once.
Oh yeah. Like I said,
So-
I'll load up like 100 different match files, and it's like, I know when I was first getting into this, it's like I went to Paris, like getting out of memory error here.
Because we
Yeah,
had a
yeah.
32-bit version, and when we converted to the Mac, we went to 64 bits. So
Yeah.
that gave us a larger address space and more
Yeah.
memory for the arrays. Yeah.
So
Okay, cool. That's great. And I need to leave now. So thanks very much, guys. That's great.
Nice meeting you.
well, thanks for coming.
If I have
Sharon.
any further issues, should I just send you an email, John?
Yeah, just post on the group, so it's all good.
Okay, that's great. Thanks very much.
Yep. Take
Nice
care.
meeting
See
you.
ya.
Bye-bye.
Yep.
Bernie's
Oh.
been very patient and silent.
Yep.
You have any questions, Bernie?
No, I have been not that involved with DNA. I've had enough to figure out with ancestry genealogy,
No.
and on my eventual to do is to start looking at DNA simulation. My problem is not too many of my relatives have taken the spit tests, and the older ones are gone.
No.
So it's where do I invest my efforts?
Well, I know one thing that can help is if if you have a group of matches, and you can tell from the shared matches on Ancestry, if you could contact them and ask if they know how they're related to each other. Sometimes you'll get a response, sometimes you don't. But for the wife of my uncle, well, she's my aunt too, but there's no term like aunt-in-law, she had a match with these 4 women. Well, there was a group of 5 people and they all matched each other, and I contacted them and said, well, we don't know who this person is, but for those 4 women, they were 2 mother-daughter pairs, and the mothers were half sisters,
Ah,
and they shared a common father who, in their words, was a lying, cheating, alcohol or womanizing alcoholic,
mhm.
So but anyway, so I knew how those 4 people were related. So then I was able to use the DNA simulator to place that family group, because I went by their father, and I said, okay, try to place their father in my tree.
Mhm.
And I've come up with like 6 scenarios, and honestly, I haven't worked with it too much because my aunt just kind of lost interest in it. But
Mhm. Mhm.
I mean, she found out who her father was, and okay, that's but the scenarios then give me gave me scenarios of where, okay, I could do targeting testing, or maybe contact certain people that we do share match and see if they'd say, well, like she found her half brother. I could email him and say, hey, would you mind terribly saying, how much DNA do you share with these 4 people,
Mhm.
and then, I mean, when doing the simulate, the more match data you got, the same. But and with her, I had just her. She had a half sister,
Hmm.
but that wasn't with the same father, and this match was on that father's line. So literally, I had her DNA, and that was it.
Mhm.
But by having that group of 4, it's like, hey, I got 4 people here. I know how they're related, and
Mhm.
that helps narrow down the possibilities.
Mhm. Mhm.
So uh, oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, that was a new simulation I was just looking at. No, I can share that. this was that one big one, and I ran down in this new simulation for. This is that Ruby and her 4 kids and how they all matched, and I mean this scenario I know isn't really valid, but because this one I found out who Theodore's parents were, you know.
Mhm.
And then Anne, that's the same thing. You know, William, well, this is a possibility, you know, for who, because I think this is going up even another, well, that's, yeah. Yeah, because William would be a first cousin. This is my 3rd great grandfather. So yeah, I'm going up, yeah, 2 more generations. So, but, you know. Well, that's just fun stuff. But like I said, it can help. But you know, going that far back, it can be tough because you're dealing with such small matches. So, but
Yeah, my criteria of interest is if it's 120-ish plus centimorgans, I might spend a little time on it, but otherwise
yeah,
it's too much noise.
yeah, and that is like, you know, yeah, I am dealing with smaller matches, so it's like and in all honesty, it's like I think it's a little beyond where the DNA will be able to solve it. It's going to have to go back to the traditional, but it gives me areas where to concentrate. Because
Yeah.
you know, basically, I got to find, okay, where's William, this William Fossbender, and you know, so
Yep. Yep.
all I know is my 3rd great grandfather Adolf did not have a brother named William, and he doesn't have an uncle named William. So, which is odd, but it's and you never know, you could ever find out. It was like, oh yes, he did, you know, and but maybe they were estranged, or you know, you never know. It's like, especially when people have come over, it's like, you know, it's a whole long distance just takes on a whole new meaning and stuff, you know, because they, you know, they might get letters for a while, and then you know, and as the generations go past, it's like, say, who's that? You know, it's
That's
like,
right. That's right.
you know,
That's right.
but um but then it's like, and I use Charting Companion more than the DNA, though that is one of my favorite things. It's like I still prefer their descendants and ancestors. Love the fan charts.
Mhm.
And then plus you can do ancestors and descendants fan charts.
Mhm.
And you can do batch modes or like family group sheets.
Mhm.
And I prefer the outline descendants report. You know, it's a little more uh it's a little easier to understand, especially for non-genealogy
Yeah.
folks, you know.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, but so yeah, well, anything else you'd like to see, or
No, that's just wanted to see what people were doing with it and
yeah.
how far behind I am.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I'll go in streaks. It's like I haven't done much DNA wise 2 weeks, but like I said, I've got 2 family reunions next summer, so I'll be cranking out tons of charts and books and everything else. So it's I'll have to like break out. It's like, okay, the last stuff I sent stuff to the plotter, that was 4 years ago. So I'll see if I
How big
remember
is
all the
how
correct.
many people are in your tree?
Uh It's how many? It's 26,766 right now. But that they aren't all like technically people, because if I don't know who a spouse is, I'll put in like 5_ space 5_. So it's like um so like let me just scroll all up to the top, so it's like you can see I've got like a number of them, and and some it's even, it's some an unknown parent. It's like the children have the mother's surname, so it's like don't know anything about that,
Yeah, yeah.
Gabriel married some gal and had a
Yeah.
kid, stuff like
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so it's but I can tell you I've got absolutely zero unknown spouses. So, but I've
Yeah.
got like, I don't know, 40, 50 people like this where it's like I have no idea who it is other than, well, there's some mother somewhere,
Yeah. Yep, I
But
understand.
even reading some old genealogy books, it's like, it's like Samuel had Fred, who had Peter, who had, it's like, okay, yep, guess they didn't have mothers,
Yep,
but
yep.
just what the times were, and it's like, I'm sure you've all gone through when, a woman died, Mrs. Frank Smith, and survived by her sisters, Mr. John Doe and Mrs. Samuel Smith, and it's like,
Yep. Yep.
yep, okay, so it's that. Oh, I guess I didn't share. I guess I didn't share my screen, but it.
Well, thanks, John, for putting this on. Like I said, it's good to get refreshed and see what's going on.
Yeah. So.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So it's. Yeah, and it's like Pure's still working on it, and it's like I don't know. I don't know. Is there anything new coming out or in the works or?
Well, no, I'm just kind of right now, my number one problem is notarization. I got to tackle Apple changed the notarization tool, and I got a whole bunch of now that doesn't benefit you in any way. I'm sorry, but I've got to. It's a whole list of things. I've got to a cascade of things. I got to upgrade to a new version of Xcode, which requires a new version of Mac OS, which requires me to repartition. Right now, I'm repartitioning and rebooting my machine and upgrading to Ventura. Anyway, that's where my time goes these days, tied up. And I'm working on with a consulting firm to improve the search engine visibility of my website to increase sales. So that's where all my time goes. I'm sorry. Which is I'd like to focus on the enhancements.
Yeah.
And we have a program called Gene Lines, which does timelines. I've been trying to get Makiev to adopt it and sell it, but they don't see the value. So
yeah, which is a shame. I mean, they've got timelines in Family Tree Maker, but it's only like one person. And with Gene Lines, you can bring in the whole family, and I mean, I think you can bring in as many people as you want, and then tie it, and then on the website, then you've got all sorts of different historical files, so you can bring in historical events, and it's not just world events. They've got, I think he's got a file for every like state in the U.S. So if you want just Tennessee history or something like that, you can do that, or or stuff in other countries and stuff, so it's not just like the big events. It's
one thing I've done in the last 3 months, John, is I've written stories, information, about a page or two on different people in the family. And Edge came out with this AI chat thing. So I put in my draft and it does, and I say I want medium casual writing, and it's done a wonderful job in polishing up. I would say 50% of my stories. Sometimes it goes overboard. but
Yeah.
I have found that to be a good tool for my writing.
Yeah. I've done that. I've cheated because I've had to do some stuff for like some newsletters, and it's like, okay, because back in February, I think it was, we became an official Family Search affiliate library.
Mhm.
So we've got access to certain like record images that, sometimes they say, well, you gotta go to an affiliate center or a Family Search center. Well, now you could come to us and
Mhm.
access those images. So so our newsletter now, well, we've been kind of pushing using for Family Search, and
Mhm.
so I've been doing articles, and it's like some of the stuff is like been using that chat AI and just to kind of help me flush out some of those articles. And
Yeah.
it's like, oh,
Yeah.
cool, let's do this. And it's like, okay, I gotta tweak this a little bit, but
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
so it would be interesting if they could incorporate something like that that could analyze your data, kind of become like a research log or something, and
I think that's coming. I see
that
AI.
could really analyze, because it's like, well, like one thing is like my third great grandfather is like, I couldn't find out exactly when he died, and lo and behold, I had the information for about a year before I actually knew it, because in his will, I had
Yeah.
his will,
Yeah.
and I just kind of glanced at it, but I actually went through and read it. And in one of the statements from the executor, it actually said he died on such and such a date,
Yeah.
and so
Yeah.
it's like, so I had the information.
Yeah.
And then it also verified who all of the children were, which was like, yes,
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
like, and especially since they landed in like 1845 in New York, and the youngest child was this Matthias, and he was listed at like 4 months old, and so I'm not sure if that's the time they got on over in Germany or when they got off, but either or. But 1850, they were over here in Wisconsin, and I mean, no mention of Matthias ever. So I was like, well, I mean, kids do die, it's like, and to me that was, but I was also questioning, is like, well, do I actually, is this the same family, that landed to them, or, is this actually the same people? Because there were also some dates off, but, census records, the dates can always be off for ages and stuff. But then, yeah, it's like I found that, and they listed, well, the 8 living children, and then they said, and they had one other boy, Matthias, who died as a young boy. And
There
it's
you
like,
go.
yes, investigation, it's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
so it's yeah, it's just, and I had that information for a year. I just never went through it, and
I understand.
until I did. And but yeah, it's like when my dad's first cousin just sent me, it's like, oh, hey, we got your great grandpa's will here. Are you interested in it, and probate stuff? And
For sure.
sure, she sent it, and it's like, yeah, it's interesting. Nothing, no big revelations, though. I didn't realize my dad got his grandpa's house, and
Mhm.
I mean, well, of course, this all happened 6, 7 years before I was even born,
Yep.
but
Yep. Yep. Yep.
I mean, before he was even married to my mom. So it's like,
Yeah.
so I suppose he sold it, but um that I don't know. It's like, well, my dad passed away 15 years ago. So it's like, hey, whatever happened to the house in Holloway?
What happened to the family estate?
Yeah. So, but hey, it's still interesting nonetheless. So,
Well, thanks again, John.
yep. Okay. We'll talk to you later. Yep.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you, buddy.